No time like the present, Trish.
Is he having a technical issue? Yeah. John, why does this stuff always seem to happen to us at meetings?
It's probably me. I'm cursed.
Yeah, he said, let's just go, we're not live,
Yeah.
but
Well,
they're here,
we'll
they can
catch up.
hear us, and
Okay.
it's being recorded.
They call a meeting at 6:40 p.m. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Bill, would you please take account of the roll call for the members, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Kozak,
Here.
Mr. Sylvia,
Present.
Mr. Hamill,
Present?
Mr. Calhoun?
Mr. Gibbs.
Yeah.
Ms. McCarthy.
Here.
Ms. Reardon.
Here.
And Mrs. White.
Here.
And for the meeting, I'll be stepping down,
Barbara White's here.
and Barbara White is here.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
You're prepared for you.
And so, because I'm gonna sit here, are you gonna appoint Mary to replace me with voting privileges?
For you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were going to be a voting member today or not. I'm sorry. Mary, you're going to be a voting member this evening in place of Trish McCarthy.
Okay.
We have one public hearing tonight. Bill, would you read the comments on our manual?
Land Bank Properties, Carol Shaughnessy Allard, PLLC, Brent W. Allard, Esquire, requests a preliminary review for a variance at 11 Merrimack Road.
Bill, hang on for a second. Can anybody hear him?
No,
No, yeah.
it's echoed.
Yeah, one of them, shut
Is
one
the
of them
computer
off.
muted? Try that.
See if you're echoing.
Yeah, still.
Land Bank Properties, LLC.
That sounds better.
Still echoing.
That's better.
Yeah, but I think it would be better the other way. If you muted the computer, mute the computer and use the microphone.
All right.
Yes, that-
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's also-
How about now? No?
Land Bank Properties? No, still going on.
So I think it's something to do with, because I can hear it through that computer.
Oh, you gotta mute that computer.
I know, I was trying, I don't want to mess with it too much, because I don't know.
You have
My
to
son's
be-
not here to figure it out for me, so.
That's what you need. You need to shut the speaker off on that
The
one.
mic off that one,
No,
because
the
it's
speaker.
picking up the mic and it's, because
You
it's
wanna-
on
You
Zoom.
want to mute the speaker on that one.
How about now?
Try it now.
Land Bank Properties?
No.
It's still echoing. Yeah.
Audio
I thought I shut it off, but
Yeah, you need to-
I don't think I'm
Actually,
qualified.
that one should be, the speaker and the microphone should be off.
I think so.
How about this? Land Brink Properties? Is that better?
yeah.
That killed it. All right.
Yep, as long as it's being recorded.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Land Bank Properties LLC, care of Shaughnessy Allard, the LLC, Brett W. Allard, Esquire, requests a preliminary review for a variance at 11 Merrimack Road from Article 15, Section 2 of the zoning ordinance to permit a two-lot subdivision with proposed lot 9-1 having 141.82 feet of frontage, where 150 feet is required, and a minimum lot width of 79.7 feet, where 125 feet is required. Map 12, Block 4, Lot 9.
With the applicant, would you like to make the presentation, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Board, thank you for the introduction.
Wow. Can everybody hear him and understand? Whew.
My fault. Yeah?
Is that better? Great. So I'll start over. Brett Allard with Shaughnessy Allard, the attorney for the applicant on this application. This is. Are you all set?
Thank you.
I think the recording got it one at a time, so I'm not going to reintroduce myself a third time. But I think everyone knows who I am at this point. This is 11 Merrimack Road, tax parcel 12-4-9, located in the residential A district. In terms of the existing conditions of the property, and I think everyone has a copy of the plan, correct?
Yes.
It's a 6.2 acre parcel. There's an existing single-family dwelling and a detached garage. We can see a curb cut and a driveway there off onto Merrimack Road, and the property is serviced by a private well and septic system. There's two small wetland pockets, as you can see sort of on the rear portion of the parcel that trickles onto the abutting parcel to the west, and then also that small wetland pocket behind the existing dwelling. What we're proposing here is what I think is a fairly straightforward two-lot subdivision. As noted on the plan, we're looking at proposed lots 9 and 9-1. Proposed lot 9 would consist of 2.12 acres. That's the square lot in the northeast corner that would retain the existing house and septic and well and otherwise and existing site improvements. Proposed lot 9-1 would consist of 3.12 acres. My client anticipates that being developed in the future for a single-family use, and we've shown a proposed, or at least conceptual, dwelling area there, as well as a conceptual well radius and a 4K area for the future septic system. No change to the existing use of either lot. This would just be one additional residential building lot. So we do need two variances from this board. Those both fall under Section 15, subsection 2 of the ordinance. As to proposed lot 9, that lot is fully conforming. We don't need any relief from the board as to that lot that would retain the existing site improvements. Our request tonight only relates to proposed lot 9-1, and the first is a frontage variance, 150 feet required. As shown on the plan, we're at 141.82 feet, so pretty close, within 9 feet, but not quite there. The second one is a lot width variance, and the ordinance says that you have to maintain 125 feet of width within that first 100 feet of lot depth. We are at, the closest we are within that 100 feet depth, I should say the narrowest we are within that first 100 feet of depth is 79.7 feet, and that's shown on the plan here, and that's right at that 100 feet of depth. So that's the relief we've requested with respect to the lot depth. We're about 20 feet short there. As you can also see on the plan, there is a lot line adjustment that's proposed as part of this. If this is granted tonight, that would be handled by the planning board. We have to go there for subdivision approval anyways, so I assume that would be handled concurrently. And it's sort of in the nature of a land swap. As you can see on the plan, we're looking at, it's called Parcel A in the back. That's about 0.9 acres that would be transferred from proposed Lot 9-1 to abutting Lot 8. My client doesn't own Lot 8, but this is an arrangement he's worked out with his neighbor if this is to go through tonight. And then proposed Lot B, so that proposed Lot A is going to go from my client to the neighbor. And you can see he's going to get sort of a sizable increase to his backyard there in the form of that triangular Parcel A. The parcel that my client would receive as part of the land swap is a tiny triangle out by the road of the frontage, which sort of makes the lot flare on either side. That's one 1/100th of an acre from proposed Lot 8 to proposed Lot 9-1. And that's for purposes of increasing the frontage and reduce the degree of nonconformity and reduce the degree to which we were asking this board to vary from the terms of the frontage requirement. So that land swap, should it be approved by the planning board, would bring the frontage within 9 feet of the ordinance requirement. So no additional variance is required as part of the land swap. Lot 8 on the other side, the neighbor's lot remains fully conforming. Proposed Lot 9, the other lot that we're proposing with the site improvements remains fully conforming. It's just my client endeavoring to do everything he could in his power to come as close to meeting the regulations as possible and get that frontage number as close to the minimum requirement as possible before coming to this board. So that's the 30,000-foot view of the project and what's going on. And I'd be happy to dive through the variance criteria briefly, and if there's any preliminary questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but otherwise I can move into the criteria.
Yeah.
So number one, granting the variances would not be contrary to the public interest. As this board, I'm sure, knows, the two tests are whether that would alter the essential character of the area or impact public health or safety. We don't see either of those at issue here. The proposal is not altering the character of the area. Single-family use is existing and proposed, both permitted by right, no changes there. Both lots have adequate area for dwelling, a well, a septic, and adequate frontage for safe driveway access, both on the existing lot and on the proposed, what would become the vacant lot for future improvements. So we believe granting the variance is consistent with the public interest, not contrary to the public interest. Number two, granting the variance is consistent with the spirit of the ordinance. Really, the spirit of frontage and width requirements are to minimize overcrowding and congestion, ensure you have sufficient buildable area for future site improvements and sanitary facilities, and ensure safe and adequate access to and from the greater roadway network, particularly for driveways. We don't see those issues here. Again, as shown on the plan, plenty of space for a future home, a well in the septic areas, which are delineated there, plenty of room for a new driveway and a curb cut, no overcrowding or congestion. So we think the ordinance objectives are met despite the dimensional relief requested. Number three, granting the variances would do substantial justice. I'm sure, again, as this board knows, that's a balancing test between public and private rights. We don't see any public harm if the variances are granted or public benefit if the variances are denied. Really, a denial would just prevent a reasonable use of a sort of uniquely shaped larger parcel and eliminate the opportunity for a what we see as a well-planned residential lot in order to add another buildable lot to the town's housing stock, which of course is a benefit to the public as well. So we think when looking at the balance of the equities, it favors granting the variances. Number four, we don't see any diminution of surrounding property values. Again, these are residential uses permitted by right, consistent with the neighborhood, not looking to create any non-conforming uses, not proposing any encroachments into any abutter setbacks such that they're their property values could be potentially compromised. And if we are fortunate enough to have this board grant the variances tonight, this is by no means our last stop. We still have to go to planning board for the lot line adjustment approval, subdivision approval. My understanding is state subdivision approval is still pending. And then, of course, my client would need, and actually to build out the lot, the litany of typical administrative permits, building, driveway permit, and all that stuff. So the application of all those other regulations and sort of folks with their eyes on this will also serve to ensure that surrounding values are not diminished should this subdivision go through. So we think that criteria is met. Last but not least, unnecessary hardship. The first part of the sort of long, convoluted test for hardship is that the property has to have special conditions that distinguish it from others in the area. We think this property is very unique. It's sort of a large L-shaped lot, and I did bring a screenshot of a sort of bird's eye view of the tax map. I'd be happy to share if anyone's interested. And it compares this lot with the others in the area all the way from the Route 108 intersection down to the Hadley Road intersection. And if you look at that area of town where this property is in, most other lots range from half an acre to 3 acres. So really this lot does look like a double lot in its environment. And the Supreme Court has held, at least in one instance in Rancourt v. City of Manchester, that the size of the lots being much bigger than others in the area is a special condition that justifies a finding of hardship. So based on those special conditions, we don't see a fair and substantial relationship between the purpose and application of the frontage and width requirements here. Even after the subdivision, the lot will be similar to or larger than most others in the area. In fact, the lot post-subdivision, proposed lot 9-1, would be 135,000 change square feet, and the town in this district at least only has a 60,000 square foot minimum lot size requirement. So we would still, even post-subdivision, be more than double the town's minimum lot size requirement on proposed lot 9-1, which again gives us sufficient area for the well, the septic, the new single-family dwelling, and the driveway leading out to the road, sufficient frontage for the curb cut, with that lot line adjustment very close to the 150-foot minimum frontage requirement, only 9 feet off, and that reduced width of 9 feet near the front lot line will not impede construction of a driveway or anything like the like. In fact, I took a look at the town's driveway regs, and for single-family homes, driveway width is actually capped at 15 feet. So even at the most narrow in terms of the lot width, even at 9 feet short by the road, certainly there will be no problem getting a driveway in and out of there. It does lot does narrow a bit as you come further back from that 100 feet. Again, the variance is only triggered within that first 100 feet, but even at its narrowest, we're still at 47 feet as you go back. So certainly plenty of room to get the driveway in there, which is again capped at 15-foot width. So no overcrowding, congestion, or access issues, and those are really the heart of the purpose of frontage and width requirements. So we think that based on all of that, the hardship criteria is met. We think that the proposed use is reasonable and that it's a good project and a viable plan. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Gentlemen, ladies, questions? You had one, John?
John, what were you trying to measure?
I just have, and this is probably,
What are we looking at, John?
give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so the building setback on these parcels just doesn't scale out right in most places. And that was the only issue I have with the plans, is because it drew my eye specifically on the side here where it is greater and then it drops down.
That's not the lot that,
I understand, but that's where it drew my eye, but then this is actually only about 16 feet throughout here. So it's just kind of messing with me a little bit, and I was trying to figure out why. And So like I said, the scales just seems off.
That's 25 feet.
On that plan.
Yeah, on this plan.
Yeah, so I'm on a different plan. I'm on this one, which is page,
Page 1,
this is, sorry, hang
that's
on.
page 1, so that's,
Which sheet are you on? Because the sheets do have
What
different
page are you on,
scales.
John?
Yeah, 1 of 3.
1 of 3, so
yeah,
one
this,
of 3 is
if you measure it on the paper, it,
That's weird.
on the,
It
okay,
grows.
right here, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you measure this one, it
Yeah, so,
comes
so,
out
so
to,
this one is on the,
and this is
this-
probably trivial,
on
I'm
the
just,
south
it's bothering
side,
me.
the setback is wider than on the north side of that little triangle when you're first coming in.
It scales out, it scales out to
It may help
18 feet.
if you look
And
at
I
it
know
at
it's
full
probably
size.
Semantics, but it's driving me crazy. So,
You see, this is 25 feet like it should be. That's actually narrower.
So-
The setback should be more like
you-
that.
Oh, okay.
but more
But
important,
not that it's,
yeah, so if you look here,
if you want to sort of measure,
or I
that's
mean,
the
you can
50.
just do this.
This is a 50.
That's Lavelle, that's not.
Yeah, I obviously didn't do the plan, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could certainly have them take a look at that.
But I mean,
I just, again, it's probably more for if they bring these to planning.
right.
Yeah, we can certainly make a note of that and have
Yeah,
that fixed before it's
again,
brought to planning.
What caught my eye was the one next door, and then I just started snapping them, and you're like 18 feet on the subdivision parcel on the west side of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll certainly make a note of that, and then,
And on the
circle
west
back
side,
with the
you're
surveyor and have him take a look.
23 feet, so it's just,
The other thing that I noticed, again, from the plan, and it's something that doesn't make a whole lot of difference, where you show that it's 78.7 feet wide, that doesn't appear to be parallel with the road. It's sort of, though I don't think it's going to make any difference.
right.
Because I tried to scale it parallel, and it's still sort of
So-
same.
we can do this.
From the center, 100 feet from the center line.
Yeah, so this would actually be,
You've got it from the edge of the road rather than the center line. The center line's over there.
oh, so then that's off too. So that measurement is off too. Because I wouldn't have a center line to snap to on
Yes,
here.
you do. Right there.
That's my center line?
Yeah.
Hang on. Should've brought my mouse. Yeah, so he's like 115 feet. So that dimension might actually be greater because it gets wider at the road.
Yeah, but actually what you do is, so you need to swing it down.
Right,
Because I think this one might be closer to right.
so if we do this,
Move that one to the center line.
yeah. So,
So that line sort of swings that way,
Yeah.
but it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference when you measure the width.
well, it actually does. Because you gain
So what do you get?
2 feet. 81.
I think you're too high. You need to move that in.
Well, that's right through the pin that they're showing.
Yeah, I think,
Oh,
but you're at the head of the arrow. Anyway,
Sorry, I digress. I opened a can of worms.
That's okay. Like I said, I can make a note that, we can have the surveyor take another look at that and just make sure that everything's drawn to scale and in the right place when this goes to planning board.
Is there any other questions, Ms. Reardon?
No.
Frank?
The only other thing is the existing garage should have a measurement to the lot line.
Yeah, because I think that kind of is what started this, me with the side setbacks.
But, well,
You
you
know.
do have the setback shown.
I know, but if there's a measurement right there, when they subdivide this, they'll be able to measure to the lot line a lot easier if
Right.
there's a number right there.
Yeah, you set your
should be
marker on the
25
corner of
feet.
the building, and then you can snap everything from there.
Without measuring it with a scale, it should have a number on it.
Okay, yeah, we can make a note of that as well to pass along to the surveyor.
Gentlemen, if I may,
Sure. Or,
Rhonda?
yes.
Is there any other questions from the board before I turn it over to the public for questions?
probably. I think I'm good.
John? No. Roger? Everybody is all set? Do we have anything from the public that somebody would like to speak or look at the plans or whatever? Or if you can go to the podium and your name and your address? Pardon me? Oh, is there, okay.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm remote. If I could speak, is that okay?
Go ahead and let him speak.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Randy Hanson, I am the abutter of Lot 8. I was just curious, John, as to what were you trying to point out on the plans? I'd like to be aware of that also, what you were talking about, and I wasn't able to see any of that, so.
Yeah,
can you
so the-
explain that a little bit more detail for me?
So there's a setback depicted on the plans, and it's for front, side, and wetland setback, and it's depicted by a long line with two dots, and then a long line with two dots, and so on and so forth. On page 1, on parcel map 12, block 4, lot 8, on the south side, at the angular one, it just does, it's not consistently 25 feet. It starts off as 25 feet, but then it kind of wanders all the way up to 50 feet off the setback. So that just kind of drew my eye, and then that same line on, let's call it the driveway section of the new parcel, only scales out to about 18 feet on the side that abuts map 12, block 4, lot 8, and on the side that abuts the original parcel, it scales out to 23 feet. So the scales just, and I brought it up more because I didn't know if I was missing, wetlands, which didn't look like I was, or something else that I was missing, and it was more for clarification, but it was visual enough with my naked eye to see that something was off there that then led me to scale all the rest of the setbacks and notice they're all not all 25 feet. And again, there might be a reason for that I'm missing, but it's just something that drew my eye and, kind of just wanted to get it out of my brain, so.
No, I appreciate that, yeah, because, I've seen the drawing also, is what it is, and I wasn't sure what you were talking about, so I'm clear with that now, so appreciate that, so thank you.
Yep.
Ma'am?
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the Board of Directors for allowing me to speak this evening. My name is Kristen DeBarro. I am the trustee for the 13 Merrimack Road Realty. I have lived at 13 Merrimack Road since 1985. I'm very, very familiar with the property on either side. I have two concerns with the zoning. One is with the depth of the property. The zone does require 125 feet, and it's 79, almost 80 feet. We're talking greater than a third too small. And my concern with that is that it will indeed, if we put a single dwelling family home there, it is going to change the essential nature of that neighborhood. We love our rural community. We love the wooded community. We love the size of the lots. Currently, the lots are quite large on either side. They're not as small as we've said here. I would really like to see that we've spent so much investment in our town in maintaining our rural feel. And I'm really afraid that if we start putting houses behind houses and making these lots smaller, we're going to lose that. The other thing that really concerns me is the two small areas of wetland on the map. Those are vernal pools, and that vernal pool actually runs across my property and into Lot 11. And I was wondering if there's been any consideration into the environmental impact of that. My concern is that if we do put a single dwelling home, that the construction will change the flow of that vernal pool and could not only flood my land, but it could also flood the town forest that backs up to the properties as well. So I'm curious to know if there's been any environmental considerations that have been taken with that. So those are my two main concerns with the property. And I do want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the board for listening to my concerns today.
Thank you. Yeah. Would the applicants like to address her concerns?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And of course, my client is certainly happy to hear any concerns and work with folks as much as possible in all of these circumstances. My response with respect to those potential two issues, and we understand the rural community issue, and I think it was indicated that they really like the lot size, but I would just remind the board that we're not asking for a density variance. We're not asking for a variance from the minimum lot size requirement. We have more than double the minimum lot size, and the density is allowed. This is just for 9 feet by the road and 20 feet by the arm of the property as you reach the road. So in terms of density, in terms of lot size, that's sort of outside the purview of what the board's being asked to decide tonight, and I would just hope that that's kept in mind. With respect to the wetlands and the vernal pool, I think that's more of a planning board issue, certainly something the planning board is going to look at in connection with subdivision approval, and then to the extent the new driveway runs anywhere near any potential wetlands, it's something that would probably be looked at as part of the driveway permit as well. So again, we understand those concerns, but I think both are just a little bit outside of the purview of what the board's being asked to prove tonight.
On the point of the wetland, now for the buffer zone, it's interesting that you don't show the plan doesn't show the buffer zone around that wetland that.
What's this?
Yeah, but it's not over here. Basically, the buffer on where the driveway would be, that entire width would be within the wetland buffer zone, correct?
It probably would be, and I did not realize that until now when you just pointed it out. So to the extent that, the driveway within the wetland buffer would trigger the need for additional relief, we would certainly need that. I haven't looked into the issue, so I don't know if that, I know in a lot of towns that's a conditional use permit through the planning board that would be handled as part of the subdivision approval alongside the lot line adjustment. In this case, I don't know exactly what relief that would be in Newton off the top of my head, but certainly if the board grants these variances tonight, it doesn't alleviate the need to obtain any future permits and approvals that might relate to construction of the driveway within the wetland buffer.
But it does bear on the width of the lot at that point.
It does, correct. And really, it's sort of, as I mentioned, talking about hardship, sort of adds to the uniqueness of the property in terms of looking at a variance from the lot width requirement, because there are some inherent site constraints and restrictions. However, they're not so great as to compromise the purposes that the ordinance is trying to protect with
So-
these types of variances.
Yeah, I think,
Go ahead, John. Yeah. You're uncomfortable.
Do you actually have to get a wetland
well, that's
permit from the
planning.
state?
That would be planning and conservation. Because all we need to decide is if we have two, we're not issuing driveway permits, we're not issuing building permits, they're not asking for a variance on the building, they're not asking for a variance on the driveway, so it's just two issues.
All right,
And we did run this down up the flagpole with the building inspector. We do have a formal denial, and he agreed that these were the two requests for relief that we needed, which is what brought us here tonight.
Yeah, so in order for them to even go to planning to then ask for this, they would need those two reliefs, and then planning could tell them, you need. Right. Yeah. So, I think we gotta kind of take a step back, relook at what we're looking at, and go from there. Does that make sense? Take my planning zone hat off.
okay. Yeah. Roger? Comfortable?
You've answered the questions.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anybody else in the public who would like to speak?
I would like to have one more say. Randy Hansen again. I didn't have any concerns, right? I've walked the property, I've looked at the property, I've seen the drawings. I myself was willing to give up the additional frontage as long as my frontage was conforming, which it is. In that regard, I was trying to ensure that the intent of the town was still being met too, right? By getting Lot 9 as close to conformity as possible is what it is, so we can all kind of maintain that same frontage. That is the intent of the town, is what it is. So I just wanted to make that understood.
Thank you. Nobody else from the public? Okay. I think we're all set.
Thank you.
Anybody have any other questions before we move on?
On
Right.
Lot 8, is the building within the building setback?
Well,
Is the existing
Well,
building on Lot 8?
it wouldn't matter, because that lot line's not changing.
Yeah, it is, you're
Oh,
taking the
that
corner
little
off.
front triangle,
You're taking some off of that lot.
what's that address? 9 Merrimack?
89.
Hey,
Wait, no, why does that say 89?
89.
Nine is correct,
Here.
yes.
So 89?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
You ladies had the opportunity to look at the plans? If you have, okay. You can take a look at this one right here, yes.
So that's 9 Merrimack. I can't see that being,
This is the one?
see the pin? That's 9 Merrimack.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I can't see that being, and the bulk of the side that runs along.
Right, because that's not changing down there.
Correct.
Okay. I thought that could have been.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
We'll let them look at the plans for a couple of minutes to see if there's anything else, okay? What do you think? Like you said, the planning board would be involved.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there that is valid concerns, but it's not in our jurisdiction to,
Thank you.
you know.
Can I speak a minute?
You most certainly can, ma'am. Just let us know your name and address, please.
My name is Kathleen DeBarro, 13 Merrimack Road. I'm not a public speaker, but I'll do the best I can. I'm concerned, I've been there for over 50 years. I lived on Hadley Road first, and then I moved to Merrimack Road. There are wetlands that run from Merrimack across everybody's back property on Merrimack Road that have existed, well, forever, I guess. And it's a concern. We've had so much building on Merrimack Road. We had the fire station, we had the police station, we're going to have the town hall and the library, hopefully. There's been a lot of disruption ecologically, just for the wildlife that's in that area. And we do see a lot of wildlife, as I'm sure a lot of you do in your backyards here. So again, my biggest concern would be putting septic and wells in that wetland, what effect it's going to have on all of us. That's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions from the board before we move on? Mary?
No.
Okay. Frank?
No.
Roger, you all set?
Yep.
And John? Okay. We're going to close the public hearing, and we will deliberate between us. Do we have any issues that we want to discuss between us?
I think I still feel the same way.
Pardon me, John?
I think I still feel the same way about this application as the first time we saw it. I think there's a couple of valid points, but I don't think it falls within our jurisdiction to address them, and it falls on several other boards to address them.
In the planning
So I
board?
think, you know, for the sake, in my opinion, and the sake of the subdivision, which the subdivision's a subdivision, you know, whether they can put a driveway in or not, whether they can put a well here or a septic there or not, that's not our jurisdiction. It's simply the variance as it pertains to this potential subdivision. Whether it actually becomes an actual subdivision or not, that's a different board.
But the dimensions of the lot, the lack of frontage, and I mean, though they've creatively widened it a bit, in reality, it's not that wide.
Yeah.
You know, they say they're asking for 9 feet, but it's not really 9 feet that they're asking for. It's more like 50. And I think that makes a big difference to me.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
So, Roger, can I just ask you why
was
you
that,
think
Mary?
it's only... Yeah, that's me down here.
Yeah.
You're saying that the fact that they've creatively put that triangle in there is making it appear to be, because that distance to where that triangle is gone is very, very small. So it's so that you don't get that whole
Right, exactly. And the same thing on the other side. It artificially flares out on both sides. And on one side, near Lot 8, they're taking that land. Actually, on the side of Lot 9, they're taking some land and then giving an easement for the driveway of the existing house.
Because the driveway of the existing house is on the other lot,
It would be on the new lot.
It's not necessarily giving an easement, right?
Yes, no, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I missed that.
that's part of that, of the existing house's driveway.
Well, it's funny, because I had that,
Why don't you read it?
well, because if, I try to jot down potential conditions,
Yeah,
right?
but-
So it's like, if we do approve it, that, before any, like, they would need the road agent to approve both driveways prior to. What's that?
It's a state road?
Oh, yeah, well, either way,
And that
because that's
hasn't
one of the things that I
And that
saw,
hasn't been passed yet.
yeah.
What's that? What did you say? Frank?
That's still pending,
What's still pending?
driveway permit.
That's what the plan says.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm just
I lost
reading
you
off the
for-
plan.
Just reading out the plan. See, mine's all mocked up. 'Cause I can't read any of that stuff anymore.
So that little piece of the triangle is only 20 feet or so, where it then becomes much narrower?
What is Mary saying,
You're
John?
losing, okay, I see what you're saying.
So she was asking for the frontage, the tradesies deal, this is, so if you take this out, it's 141, 4.5, plus or minus digital error. And then if you bring it back to its point, it's 111 feet and 10 inches. So, yeah, plus or minus 10, 20 feet was misreadings.
Anything else, Roger? Any concern?
No, that's my view of this
Yeah.
application.
Are we all set to move on, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody want some more time to take a look at things? No rush. Yeah. Ms. Reardon, any other questions before we move on?
No,
Okay. Frank?
No.
Okay. Roger?
Yeah, I'm all set.
John? Okay. Okay. We will now move into vote on the 5 criteria. With the administrative assistant, start off with number 1.
Aye.
No,
No.
no, she's not voting.
she's not voting. I am.
She's a voting member tonight.
But Ms. Reard's not Ms. White.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Miss White, that's correct, I'm sorry, yep.
Okay, no.
No, you didn't poll.
And get John.
the
The
Kozak.
Kozak.
No. Go on to number 2. So number 1 failed, correct? All right, yes. Yeah.
But I know there was concerns about setbacks and whether the delineation, there was some concern about the permitting criteria. Before you move on to the others, my sense that I guess request that the board continue and then the next meeting so we can go back to our survey, look at the wetlands, look at the delineations, look at setbacks, look at the things on the plan board that we're concerned with. Come back with additional information next month and hopefully we'll provide some information that can set some concerns rather than moving to deny on the field days.
Let me poll the board.
Well, as, in terms of the order of things, the public hearing is closed.
That's correct.
So therefore,
We can't even listen to him.
you know,
Yeah.
but basically what you are requesting in your point of order was to reopen the public hearing so that you could next month bring additional information.
Yeah.
Once the public hearing is closed,
There's nothing to come from the public or the applicant.
the fact that at least none of the audience here, though I don't know about the audience online,
Yeah.
we might be able, that gets to be iffy in
Dicey,
terms of if we can, at this point, choose
Go that far down
to
the road,
continue
yeah,
the public
yeah,
hearing.
yeah.
Can I make a motion to continue the public hearing to next month?
But it's been closed, so it's, the public hearing has been
Right, this
closed.
is, just this board is talking.
Yeah, but they want the public hearing open so that they can bring more information. In order to do,
I see what you're saying. Yep, okay.
do we know for sure that
I
no
think
one,
it's
no
just
one,
the legal thing.
do we know for
That's
sure that
what
no
we
one
need.
who is currently online, who was online during the public hearing, are all of those people still online?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would make the record show that no one has left, either in the room or virtually.
Yeah.
So I think with that, we could choose to stop deliberating and vote to rescind the closing of the public hearing and
well,
vote to
hold on.
continue.
Okay.
Hold on, we've already deliberated, and now we've gone on to,
Voting.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's,
We haven't gone through all the motions.
I think there is a legal way.
That, I'm not sure, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
I think we can legally do that. As long as we have certified that no one's left the room and no one's left the Zoom meeting.
Actually, I mean, I can't board license, yeah, but if the board agrees to public hearing and makes a motion to continue to a date certain, actually, it's nice to make sure no one's left, but as long as the board continues to use date certain, then if the case is continued, you actually do know something.
Yeah, right, but my point about no one leaving is because we voted, the public hearing was closed, and the undoing of the closing is the part that we want to make sure no one left.
Yeah.
I don't know how the rest of the board feels.
I don't know. I'm not perfectly honest with you. Yeah.
I'd like to see more information.
I mean, I'm always willing to listen. With the information I've gotten so far, I've sort of formulated a position, but I'm willing to listen to additional information.
My only apprehension is that any deviation from the meetings that I've been a part of in my short time on the board, as far as progression of the meeting,
Yeah.
I don't feel extremely comfortable diverting without our own advisor to tell us how to do that.
Well,
I am also, that being said, I think everybody knows that I'm a big proponent of being accommodating to applicants.
Yeah.
And I think the only time I'm adverse to being accommodating to applicants is when we get into this
Yeah.
legal gray area that
And it's gray.
clearly
Yeah.
none of us are 100% certain how to navigate.
well,
And that's all I wanted to say.
a way around your concerns
Okay.
is.
Well, my concerns have been voiced now.
Yeah,
and
no,
they're-
but-
they're
but-
off
Let's,
my
let's,
chest.
let's listen to Roger for a moment. Yeah, okay.
What we could do is rescind the closing of the public hearing and continue it to a future meeting. And then also seek legal counsel on whether or not we were supposed to do that. And if legal
Ask for
counsel says
forgiveness rather than
we
permission.
couldn't do that, we can then come at that meeting, not be able to open the public hearing, not be able to receive any other testimony,
And-
and just go into deliberation at that time.
That's going on, I'm 100% sure that town council said that there's nothing improper about reopening the public and continuing to
Yeah.
cases, and I confirm with all those things, they can make it, as I said, that.
Would that address your concerns?
No, I trust that you have a better grasp on this than I do. I'm just voiced my concerns and I'm done voicing my concern.
Roger, you and I have been on the board quite a few years. and
I
this has
know,
never
and that's
happened
why
to-
when
this,
Rogers
you know,
feels good
yeah.
about something, typically I'm like, well, I feel really good about that too.
We haven't gone into before, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm the newbie here, so I can only say that I thought we couldn't do that, but
Yeah.
since I don't have years of experience on this board, I would,
Listen,
refer
I've been
to
on
the
here many
people that
years, and
do.
this has never came out before, never. That we were in the middle of where we were, yeah, yeah, yeah.
keep looking at you.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Could we
You've been
hear
around a
a,
long time, too.
can we hear an opinion from each member? Mary, what do you think? Do you think
I've never seen
we
them
could?
stop after the voting started.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think you could stop either, but as I said, I haven't been on this board all that long.
Just vote on it, and then they can have another preliminary meeting and start all over again.
I don't think we need a preliminary again, but,
No, they actually can't start over
It
again.
would be an appeal.
They would appeal and have to say that we made a mistake.
right? Yes, yeah. Let's see whether we could do that, that's correct. Well, can anybody, I'm trying to find out where everybody is thinking, and
I told you what I thought.
you,
I'm saying, dude, I'm like, I don't know.
yeah.
Well, you made a thing about you were concerned about whether we could legally do it, but you didn't respond to my way around that.
And Roger, as much as I respect you and think you're a wealth of knowledge, you're also not an attorney.
Absolutely,
Right.
I did not.
I think I got the closest thing within a 5-mile radius right now, but
And
I just
that's
don't
why
know
my
what the right-
suggestion
I just don't
was
know.
we would consult
Yeah.
council.
Well, if we can, just talking purposes, if we continue on, we finish the meeting, they can always appeal,
Right.
right?
But then they've got to say why we made a mistake.
Right. Yes, you have to have a reason.
Or they,
We'll come back at a future date if you want to choose to do that. But that way, boards hot water, we can go slower, we can get. I'm just saying, I'm 100% confident the attorney's telling you.
And the advantage for them for that is then.
It's a lot less
if they-
work.
if they
It's a lot less everything.
Well, if they withdraw and reapply, that's a whole lot easier than going to, because then they can reapply with the
Right.
same
Yes, of course they can.
proposal if they withdraw. But
I mean, it sounds pretty good. I just,
So do we
if
continue?
this was criminal law,
Do we continue with the voting?
like I said, I'm.
Miss White,
This is Mrs. White. May I say something?
please.
Okay. To follow the procedure the way you're supposed to go, since you closed to abutters and you closed to the applicant and opened the discussion for the voting, I think you have to continue to proceed with that and then have the applicant come back and see if he's going to do an appeal, because I don't see that there's any way to stop, because you asked before anybody said, are there any more questions from an abutter, from the applicant, and everybody said no.
Could you repeat what she said?
It's also highly unusual to.
Procedural, she's saying that procedurally, we should continue.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
can't withdraw it now.
Yeah.
So I would hate to put more substance sort of launch and that sort of very air, but you'll try to fit come past next month. With it, you can perfectly fine, or in a reapplication.
Now, the logistics of that. Because to accommodate you, we met on the third Wednesday. Our usual meeting is the first Wednesday. I mean, would you be ready for the first Wednesday in April, which is in 2 weeks, or are we talking about going 6 weeks?
God.
I would say we would ask for continuance for 2 weeks, and it's looking at now, and I should show it now and say, okay, no.
I don't think so.
No, but I mean, because if you withdraw and reapply, yeah, you know, 'cause that was what I was talking about. If you withdraw and reapply, yeah, but the problem is if you reapply, then it has to be posted again. And I don't know how.
I probably like that, given the species, I see it happen all the time, and I've never seen it actually.
Okay, to get things moving,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to rescind the closing of the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye? Or, yeah, you,
Mary? Are you in? No, okay. John?
Can I abstain?
No.
you can, but a 2-2 vote fails. So basically, voting no or abstaining is exactly the same thing.
Well, I guess I'm going to abstain because I don't feel that I have the correct information to weigh in on this motion one way or the other. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to abstain.
And I'll go along with you, Roger, yes. Yep. So,
And that's not out of disrespect to the applicant, it's not out of disrespect to my
You
board
said,
members.
I seconded your motion.
so did you vote yes? Please call, Bill, can we have a roll call on my motion?
a vote, please. Yeah, God.
Read the motion again.
But the motion is to rescind the closing of the public hearing. Yeah, and Frank seconded it.
I second that.
Okay.
You want me to say it again, nay?
Do a roll call vote, please.
Yes, and Frank is a yes?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, so it's 3-1-1.
yeah.
Okay.
Look at you trying to like pull the wool over my eyes.
So now I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing to, and you'll be ready for April 1st? It'll,
What is the first Wednesday in April?
make a motion to continue the public hearing to April 1st. Is there a second?
Second.
Yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, seeing how the damage is already done.
Motion carries.
No.
Yeah.
I'm voting no.
Okay, but it's 4-1.
I know.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, and honestly, Mary, the only reason by closing that already broke procedure, so at this point it's,
I'll make a motion that the chairman, with the assistance of staff, consult the attorney to make sure that we can actually do this.
second.
We haven't voted.
No,
We're going to vote.
we're voting to open the public.
No, we're voting to ask the,
Ask for
our
legal
attorney
counsel.
about whether we can actually continue the public hearing.
Okay.
Because either we'll get an answer from the attorney that we can, and we will then take testimony. And if the attorney comes back and says no, then we will go into deliberation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
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 So Trish, you'll probably be the one who will take care of that, and
Yeah. And the abutters list, abutters mailing will have to go out again. Yeah. Oh, pardon me? That's right, we're going to continue, right, okay, yeah, all right, okay, that's right.
yeah, I mean, we
There
have
goes
to
dinner.
continue to a date certain. If we don't have everything we need at that point, we can continue, well, open that again and then continue to a different date certain.
Let's see. Let's see, to continue on board business, voting for the ZBA chair and the vice chair. Does anybody want to nominate anyone?
Nominate Jack Kozak for chair.
Second.
Jack for chair.
Did you nominate John for vice president? Vice, yeah, okay.
Right.
Aye.
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 Actually, she doesn't get the vote. Only regular members vote for the offices.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I rescind my aye then.
What an interesting night.
I'd like to nominate John. Did anybody nominate John for, make a motion to make John the vice chair?
I'll second.
And- I made the motion, and Roger seconded it.
Hey, have you been reappointed?
You have to be reappointed?
To the board, isn't your term up?
Oh, I have no idea.
Only Trish's term was up. Yeah.
How,
Yeah, yeah. But I already talked about.
is that why you told me that earlier? I didn't realize it pertained to me. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, that means me.
Okay, so John is vice chair, Roger seconded, Jack,
Aye.
Roger,
Aye.
Frank, Mary.
Mary doesn't vote.
Vote, I'm not a,
She's replaced Lady.
Yeah,
No, but
No, I'm not a-
only regular members
regular.
vote for offices.
yeah.
that's why I said on the previous one I can't vote.
Okay, yeah. Roger knows, okay.
You got 4.
Acceptance of minutes from the from 2/4. Anybody have any modifications, changes to the minutes?
I've not had an opportunity to look at them.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, what even,
Because I got them 5 minutes before the meeting started.
That is no excuse,
that's no excuse, Roger. You should have went to the bathroom.
Ms. Reardon?
If I'm going to vote on this, I have to abstain because I wasn't at the meeting and I couldn't see the video, so I can't tell whether they're
I'd
right or
like to
not.
make a motion to push acceptance of minutes off to the next meeting
Okay.
to give the board time to review.
Yeah, obviously, they need some correction.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I guess I can
Unanimous.
eye that.
We'll move to next month. The ESCO and manifest. Everybody have a copy?
Yes.
Any questions, or you want to talk about it, Trish?
Yeah, so we can
Looking over this,
Yeah.
I think to me, it looks like the Cards, Schofield, Mackenzie are kind of a no-brainer. But obviously Mackenzie, I don't know what happens there based on his balance.
Right.
But the Cards and the Schofield looks like, I feel like they've been on here for months. And it feels, but you guys need to tell us if you're confident that those numbers are those numbers, because I know there was some scuffling and sorting. But it would be nice to clean these up.
But I don't know what I'm looking at.
There's no money.
Oh, here, I'll give you mine. There you go.
Mine disappeared.
Well, again, I know what you guys, we have an idea of what you guys are up against in sorting this out. So having that in mind, to me, those three, and is it Abramovitz too? Yeah. Yeah, and then, and 4 Lincoln's not ringing a bell, but that should be,
That was a few months
That was the
ago.
guy that wanted the porch ring.
so, again, I think, so to me, it looks like those 5, obviously, those 5 seem pretty straightforward. If you guys feel that the numbers, all right, so if you're waiting on those, then to me, it looks like Schofield and Card could be closed out, right? So Mackenzie, I don't know what we do about that. So let me start by saying,
What we have to do, sorry,
that's okay.
we have created invoice, we have the village, he owes us $100 or whatever it is.
Plus the 37 cents or whatever a stamp is these days for the invoice to go out, yeah. So I'd like to make a motion
Damn.
issue 3157 minus postage to the Cards, account 364. And I'd like to make a motion to issue $1.57 to Schofield Builders, account 365, minus postage.
Second.
Yes.
Yeah. All those in, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And then I want to make a motion to invoice Mackenzie Properties, account number 367, for $108.11 plus the cost of the postage to send the invoice.
Second.
Aye.
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 So then I have, that leaves us with father, son, which, okay, that's fine. So let's move down to 21 Chase Road. That one looks like it's in the negative. Do we feel confident that that's accurate, or do you need more time on that? All right, so,
Didn't you say you still had some outs?
I'm just trying to go one by one, Roger.
No,
So-
but I thought she said on Abramovich, there was still some.
Yeah, but we're on 21 Chase Road.
Oh, okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to draft an invoice for, well, I'm just going line by line, and this one's pretty old.
It is old, okay, we can send that, and they also we owe them $30.37. That's also pretty much it.
Is that,
Two separate accounts.
yeah, so we gotta close out, let's keep, yeah. So I wanna make a motion to draft an invoice for $2.73 plus the cost of postage for 21 Chase Road, account number 369.
Second.
Aye.
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 All right, 4 Lincoln and 51 Crane Crossing, you're waiting for?
Yeah, we've got the report that we were waiting, we just got some reports.
Okay,
They're months behind, so
okay.
let's wait on it.
All right, East Main, 13 Durgan Road. Where are we at on that one?
We're gonna check on that.
Okay. And then, so then the only one is 375, which is 21 Chase Road. Where are we at on that?
It's another one where so they can't,
Okay, so to me, it looks like we've addressed everyone that we can. There's 4 outstanding ones that we're waiting for recording fees. So then we should be able to see at least a difference in this next month, right? Okay. It's a start, and I know it's 2 weeks before the next meeting, so I mean, we won't put it. Okay. So, and I know, and this just kind of stems from like the bigger picture, obviously you know, but let's make the effort to stay on this, and we understand it's a daunting task, so. That's that. Mr. Chair?
Any other business?
I do.
Okay, John?
We had talked several meetings ago about the new books with the new ordinances.
Yeah.
They were supposed to order back then, I don't know, when Janet started, the order went out, and of course, the transfer everything, and it got addressed. So when I called and said, we books, she said, too late, we can't order, let me ask around. So she asked around, and we got 2.
Two.
So that's all we have.
Wow.
Okay. So you have one?
No. No. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep
Yeah,
one here.
Keep one here, yeah,
Okay. So,
yeah.
Jen said she was also asked if one time, it's been the next person, so we had to guess.
okay.
That was so much we would do.
Okay.
Well, we got a nice book budget for next year.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Can
Mary?
I ask Chris, there was a point in time, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, where we were going to try to finish up changing the procedures that we had started, and is that somewhere still on the to-do list?
That was,
Okay.
It's, yeah. We've talked about it, and, no, we just,
so can we put that on the, so I don't think that's realistic with this that's pressing for 2 weeks. Can we
put it on the agenda for next month, I mean, for April 1st.
No, not for April 1st. We
No,
got too much
okay.
going on April
May,
1st.
May, okay.
Let's get that back on the agenda for May.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure it was still on the to-do list somewhere.
Well, and if do we have anything for April 1st aside from what we discussed this evening?
Nothing.
Not yet.
So, I mean, it might be something if they don't,
Well, let me ask you this, would it help you if the, now going back to last May, when we were all talking about the procedures, and Jim took the procedures and crossed out what we said he wanted out, added things. What if I sent that to you?
yeah.
So that you can see what we said we were gonna kick out, what we were gonna add, based on some of our conversations, and then like Roger said a couple of times, we changed a little bit how we're doing things, so we can look at, I think it was even easy, said, so we have to look at what we're doing. So if you, that was a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All get that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's any huge hurry. I mean, in terms of, we're not going to do anything.
I don't think there's any huge hurry either, but it's now been how long and it hasn't been a huge hurry. So I think if we have it in front of us and we consistently make an effort to at least, especially April
I
1st,
think,
maybe
you
we
know,
take a half hour and just.
I think the
about
last
a
changes
couple
we
of
made were
things.
really in the money issue. The money issue, I think that was the thing we made a change the last time. I don't know, but then we said it might be, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, we changed the application to the 350, and I changed that to put it on the website.
Yeah.
I'm not, the application. No, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
One is $100, that's the application.
Yeah.
One is the application.
And then the NEPA deposit.
Yeah. So we did all that, and that, I already fixed that, and that's already on. But I can send it to you with this cross-out. Bill and I have been working on it, and what we were gonna do is give you the cross-out ones so you can see how it looked before, and then give you the new ones the way we wanted it with your votes, and you've got notes on you voted on any changes to this.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what, before you send us anything, I want that ready. Get everything together. When, do this other stuff that needs to get done, get the minutes straightened out, get the.
I guess my point is I just want to keep it
Yeah.
in the forefront so that way we're not scrambling at the end of
Yeah.
when we need to get it done. And my thought process is if we have a light month like April 1st, maybe we.
April 1st is not going to be a light month. That's another public hearing.
Maybe.
Potentially. If they don't get it in, then it goes away.
Then it goes to deliberation. We're still got to do
Okay.
Yes.
I guess my point is like, if it's a short thing, I think it's warrants carving out a little block of time to at least discuss.
But they don't
anything
have
that
time to
comes
get
up.
it ready for April 1st.
Our two schedules, April 1st is really squeezing us.
Right.
Again, I'm not saying I'm using April 1st as an example of a potentially short meeting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
If they don't have their stuff together, then our meeting is going to be pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we discussed, I don't know, first two procedures or something.
That's my point. You understand where I'm going with that.
Well,
I was just using April 1st as like an example, and it was clearly a terrible example, you know. But that was my point, is let's keep it. I don't want to spend I don't think any of us want to spend an entire, 3-4 hours in a meeting going through it. But I think if we chip away at it, block off time, especially on our lighter meeting days.
Yeah.
it would be a little bit easier to digest. That make sense?
Sounds good.
So, in order to get that to you, I can email it, because I've already got it on the computer,
Please.
okay?
Or flash drive, either way.
Or the flash drive, right? And then, but we need paper copies, each paper,
Yeah.
right?
Send it to my email. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Roger, you're okay with the email?
yeah.
This, yeah.
That will be the one you're gonna send us as the last one we made changes to.
Yes, you're gonna get the one that I went through all, before he was here, I
Yeah.
went through all of Jim's stuff and everything, all his paperwork in mine, and compared
Yeah.
it, what we said to cross out and what we wanted added, and that's what you're gonna get. So you're gonna see the current one crossed out with our new little additions,
Okay, all right.
okay?
And that's the one we're giving to the applicants right now.
No, this is our procedure.
We're not talking, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, all right.
I think that's it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll get that to you.
Anything else for this evening? We adjourned at 8:05.